What's wrong?
Very strange.
That's strange. One of the handbooks won't turn on. Is it broken? Whose is it? The other handbook showed Junko's name when I started it up. Then the one that won't turn on must be Leon's, right?
I see.
It would make sense, yes. Unless it's also, Chihiro's.
True.
Or not also, but instead.
It could be Chihiro's and it could be, like, damaged.
After all, he did get pummeled with dozens and dozens of baseballs. Pummeled with baseballs.
Really?
Memory of it came flooding back. A cruel punishment which led to Leon's death. The execution that the mastermind concocted. A cruel, heartless death. You're right. It wouldn't be surprising for the handbook to break during that kind of assault.
Damn it!
Hey! 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 Hey!
What?
What? That e-handbook is essential to student life here. Crucial, integral, instrumental, a super big deal. There's no way it would break that easily. But it did.
That's impossible!
If I say it wouldn't break, it wouldn't freaking break.
Then fix it!
It can withstand up to 10 tons of pressure, and it's waterproof up to 100 meters, okay? I don't care how many baseballs you hit it with, it wouldn't do crap! Oh, but even my amazing handbook does have one single weak point.
Huh?
It does?
I can't hear you!
But it's a secret! I wouldn't want you to go breaking any more handbooks.
What?
Then Leon must have broken it somehow without realizing what its weakness was, right? Hard to say. You know what I think? I think his handbook isn't actually broken.
What?
But you might ask, how could that be?
Maybe low batteries.
Leaving the question hanging in the air, Monokuma disappeared. What just happened? Monokuma said it's not broken, but it's an undeniable fact that it's not turning on.
That's fine.
Well, I don't see any connection to the case, so it doesn't matter for now. You think so? Anyway, something about it still bothers me. Okay then, this should be enough to get things rolling. Let's begin our investigation in earnest and track down the true culprit. Yeah, we need to find out who killed Chihiro. To be exact, not quite.
Huh?
Not quite? What do you mean by that, Byakuya? To be exact, not quite. Certainly I want to reveal Chihiro's killer, but more precisely, I want to discover the true identity of Genocide Jack. Then, you really think... You truly believe Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Absolutely. I have no doubt that Genocide Jack is the culprit in this case. That murderous fiend is Genocide Jack, right?
What?
There's nobody else it could be. A murderous fiend who kills again and again, using a bizarre and brutal method. They're like a ghost, attacking suddenly, then slipping away before the police can catch up to them. And what nickname did the internet give to this mysterious serial killer? Genocide Jack. He'd say he's killed thousands of people, but that's gotta be an urban legend. Still, could one of us really be a demented, psychotic killer like that? You're not wrong to wonder. But words mean little right now. I have something that will prove it, and I can show you. You really think truly believe Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Yeah. And I have a basis to believe that. I assure you, Genocide Jack is one of us. Is there really proof? There's somewhere I'd like to take you. This will provide all the evidence you need.
It's all clear now.
Evidence that Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro. Does something like that really... I don't know who this is.
Me neither.
Ah, hey, you two!
Okay. Hey, you two! Big trouble. We need your help.
I don't have time to play with you.
We're busy. Leave us alone.
But it's an emergency! An emergency! Come on, please, you gotta help me! Please! This is a serious emergency! Please, please, you gotta help me!
Just calm down, okay, Hina?
But it's an emergency!
I don't think I need to press her on that. I kind of get that.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have to press her on it.
Get it, yeah.
An emergency? What happened?
Something's wrong with Toko. She's acting super strange.
Well, yeah, but I mean, have you met Toko?
I know. Maybe she's acting different than that. More strange.
Well, I mean, she was acting pretty strange earlier, right? What should we do, Byakuya?
Very strange.
Since it's Toko, I must admit I'm intrigued.
Really?
I suppose we can take a second to see what's going on with her. Are you sure?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Dang it.
Didn't expect that. Thought for sure you'd just say no and that'd be the end of it.
Okay, come on, hurry!
Wait for us, Hina!
Let's go.
It looks like she headed to the dorms. To Toko's room, most likely. You're right.
Such ignorance.
You're talking to the wrong person, you waste of space.
Toko's room, no. No, it's...
I think it's all guys down here.
Yeah, we gotta go back. Not that one. That one. You guys are too slow!
I think you're just too fast.
Only in the water.
So, what's this emergency?
Well, after what happened in the girls' locker room, we left Toko in her room so she could lay down. After a while, we came back to check on her, you know? See how she was doing? But when we did, it was weird. She refused to come out. She kept saying all this weird stuff.
Weird stuff?
That's fine.
We should try talking to her ourselves. Yeah, good idea. Terrible idea. May as well give it a shot. Door swung open slowly and silently.
Whoa.
Suddenly, birthmark.
Okay.
Holy crap!
Wow, right? Do you remember her having a birthmark?
No, I don't. An aura of negativity flowed out from behind the door, forcing a gasp out of me.
Oh, nothing. It's just that Hina was really worried about you, holding yourself up in your room.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, sure thing. But could you open up just for a second?
Won't allow it.
Huh?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control.
That's the angle she's going with.
Really?
Just like that, she slammed the door in my face. What was that?
She's been acting like that the whole time. When I rang just a little while ago. I'll drive out the killer. Drive out murderous fiend. It doesn't make any sense, right? I was afraid to leave her in there alone, so I tried to bust down her door. But it felt like something was holding it shut on the other side. I couldn't even budge it.
I'm glad for that because it would be extremely worrying if you could just barge into someone else's room in this scenario.
I know, right?
Toko was scared enough to even bar her door. Does she think the same thing as Byakuya? Does she think the serial killer Genocide Jack really murdered Chihiro? Is that why Toko's so scared?
But
Whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Isn't there anyone who might be able to persuade her? I can think of one.
180 degrees. Oh,
Let-
hello. How are you?
Hello, Crush. Hello, Crush. Can you help us?
Apparently I was on my hands and knees.
Wow.
Hey,
Maybe you're just that short.
hey, Byakuya, you think you could ask her? To come out of her room, I mean.
That's fine.
Sure, whatever.
Huh? You're gonna talk to her, Byakuya? Well, I guess you can be nice when you want to.
Byakuya stood in front of her door, not making a sound, and pressed the doorbell. After a few moments,
It's not gonna be nice.
what do you want?
Leave me alone. You're all so annoying. Black.
not Blackula!
Blackula. I was starting.
Byakuya,
Thank you. I was trying to get the tongue thing down or whatever. I'm sorry. I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry. Never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
And with that, the door slammed shut.
Even Byakuya couldn't pull it off?
There's nothing else we can do. Let's get back to the investigation. Hold on! Hey, Byakuya, what was Toko talking about just now? Something about a promise?
what?
I love that that's the only thing your character has gleaned from her text. Wow.
Oh, I have no idea. Another one of her delusions, I'm sure. But
Stop talking.
if I say I don't know, that means I don't know. Just let Hina take care of her.
Yeah. Okay. I'll stay here and keep an eye on her.
Let's go.
Well then, let's go. Without waiting for a reply, Byakuya sped away. Byakuya!
Wait for me.
I hurried to catch up. I tried to talk to him several times as we walked, but he didn't even look back, let alone say anything.
You are the worst investigation partner ever, Byakuya.
He just kept on walking towards his destination. Finally, his feet brought him to a stop in front of a certain room. The library? Come on, let's go in.
Are we finally going to be allowed to see the file room?
Is the evidence that proves it was Genocide Jack really in the library?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Close enough.
Okay, let's go in that room.
Excuse me. I remember on the other side of this door. It's the archive, right? Hurry up and go inside.
Well, thanks for letting us.
Oh, here?
Let's go.
It'll all make sense once you're inside. Whoa! There's so many books and files.
In the library. Who would have thought?
Kodo can brush up on his grammar here. So much dust, too!
So, in other words,
I would say there's enough value in this place to endure the dust. Yeah, this looks like a lot to read. What have you found out? If you pay attention to your surroundings, you're sure to discover that value for yourself.
Do it yourself, Zare. He's not gonna do it for you.
He's doing everything else for me. Dragging me by the ear. This shelf is stuffed tight with files. Not really thinking about it, I picked one at random. Ah. You have a sharp eye indeed to select that file. Huh?
That's right.
That's the report on a presidential assassination. The original is kept at the National Library. It won't be classified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it.
Take a look, take a look, take a look, take a look!
Without making a sound, I returned the file to the shelf.
That's right.
Yep. Same one.
There's just that one file on this entire shelf.
Apparently.
It
Oh,
doesn't look like
box?
this. Oh, there we go. There's a wooden box. It's empty.
There's an impression on it, though.
Although, judging by the smudges and the dust, it looks like there's something inside. I wonder what it was. There was an extension cord plugged in there. It proved very useful while I was in the library. An extension cord, huh? Oh, is that what Chihiro's tied up with? There's so many files stuffed into this shelf. What's in all these things?
That's enough.
And those documents are dangerous. Dangerous? They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a commoner.
Why are you letting us in?
You mean, like, members of the Diet or something? No, I mean the ones with real power. The secret council controlling everything from the shadows. The
Oh.
Illuminati are real. You can believe me.
It could all be falsified just to feed your own ego, Byakuya, but you know.
I think Byakuya's kind of fucking with them here. If you're ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There are some very interesting people in there.
Look at them.
You're just kidding. Right? Am I?
I totally read them.
I'll just let it go for now. There's
Okay.
a ton of thick files stuffed into the bookshelf. If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me give you a little warning.
For frick's sake.
Those things are filled with graphic, disturbing photos from all kinds of crime scenes. It's the kind of thing any normal person wouldn't ever want to look at. Be careful. What do you mean? All those files, they are investigation reports related to different cold cases. Those are internal documents, for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you'd expect to leak. Oh.
This is really frustrating. It's like he brought you in here and then like every time you try to look at something, he comes up with some reason to dissuade you from looking
I
at
don't
it.
want to look at that.
Here's all the evidence you need. Don't look at that. Don't look at that either.
Well, I've tried looking at almost everything and you've told me not to, so...
It's like, in here is the evidence, I swear. Don't look at that. Don't look at that either. That's not for your eyes. You're a commoner.
There's something.
Desk lamp.
It's a desk lamp. Oh yeah, it's the same one I saw Byakuya using in the library before.
What?
Do you have a problem with that lamp?
Seriously?
It was here before, and I moved it over there. It's too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. So, are you finally beginning to understand the true splendor of this library?
Not really.
Yeah. It's a Byakuya-only club.
Apparently.
The entire reason I was interested in the library is because of this room right here.
Interesting.
It's home to classified government documents, police records, things no ordinary person would ever see. Also this lamp, which you had to check for reasons. Isn't it magnificent?
I don't know, I can't tell. I only took your word for what's in here.
This can't be real, right? I get him now. He's just sort of like, Look at all these incredible incriminating documents everywhere. This is the allure to it. Not anything specific, though there's probably something specific in here as well.
Maybe we can find something on Genocide Jack here? Maybe.
Such ignorance.
That's your guys' problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your preconceived reality, you label it a lie.
No, just you.
Well, it's not that. It's just... It's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but... I mean, it's just so much! How could anyone have put all this together? I suppose it just goes to show how much Hope's Peak truly wields. Or perhaps... the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. It's no use. I can't keep up with all this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? You still can't believe it? What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible.
What?
What do you mean, usually? Usual, normal, ordinary, simple. Those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. If you don't understand what they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything. You don't pull your punches, do you? Besides, what you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? But what makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? The documents gathered here are genuine. I have reviewed them multiple times, so there is no doubt.
Any cross-reference with anything?
This seems like a lot to read in a couple days.
I know, right?
Hold on a second. You're saying you've read all these documents more than once? But all this has to be like top secret confidential stuff, right? So why... My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty. Huh? Members of the Togami family have access to any variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign powers as well as domestic. How is that possible?
So, in other words,
I already told you, there's a secret council that controls the world from the shadows. My family is a member of that council.
I'm special and you're not.
And I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will.
Ugh.
But to become such a ruler, I must know all levels of this world backwards and forwards. So whenever I have time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim, without a doubt, that the materials gathered here are the real thing.
You could also be seriously good at lying.
This is beyond believing or not believing. Byakuya is actually starting to scare me more than the actual mastermind.
Yeah.
And what always interested me the most were the cold case police investigation reports. Reading through those reports had always been a hobby of mine, ever since I was little. It's excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. And among all those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. As he talked, Byakuya grabbed a specific file from the shelf.
that's right.
And this is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack cases has been compiled in here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. The first characteristic is that every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. And the second is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. It looks like it's just rope. Bloodlust is written in blood, and the victim's body is suspended. It's exactly the same as what happened to Chihiro! Save your surprise. And the best part is yet to come. for the second characteristic, where the victims are suspended. The only ones who knew about that particular fact were members of the police and other higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. Huh? In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about that aspect of each crime. Only key officials and the killer himself knew about the act of mounting the victim. Now, if you recall Chihiro's corpse, I'm trying not to, but okay. Her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion. So, how could the killer have known about suspending the victim?
That's right.
That's the key question. But in fact, the answer is quite simple.
So, in other words,
The culprit isn't a copycat killer. It's the real Genocide Jack. Unless it's you.
Ooh.
Or you're in cahoots with whoever did it, and you're just spinning lies for them.
in other words,
That right there is the evidence that Genocide Jack was hidden amongst the rest of us. And Genocide Jack really is... Such a brutal, fiendish killer really is walking around among us?
interesting.
Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become part of our little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just manage to ferret out a clue or two.
Such ignorance.
If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself.
I'll pass. Oh, are we allowed to read now, Mr. Byakuya, sir? Ugh.
Okay, well, grovel. Byakuya, about that Genocide Jack case file. Could you let me see it?
That's fine.
Well, you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. Feel free to look at it in here, but you can't take it with you. Byakuya handed me the file, and I flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly, my hands stopped. I had reached the page where photos from the scene of each crime had all been collected. There's a thing for scissors.
Yeah, and there's something missing here. Scissors.
Not only that, but they're also not suspended by rope. The names of Genocide Jack's victims ran on for several pages. Also, may as well take a look at these. We only got one name, and it's not related, I don't think, to anyone. Quickly check for Harada. I think it's a common enough name that even if that were the case. Unless it's Celeste.
Lost point, scissors. Custom made, each pair. It's wow, custom made scissors.
Actually, you know who I'm thinking of now?
Oh,
Celeste.
yeah. Who's the victim's parent called or suffered enough to stab himself? But wait, if Byakuya actually read this, he would have mentioned the scissors.
Unless he didn't notice, but I don't think he would not have noticed.
I know, right? Like, he said this is the copycat killer, it's the real one. Well, if it's the real one, there would be scissors involved, and there's no scissors.
Unless he's not as smart as he thinks he is. And it's, oh, everyone's suspended. Granted, we only see 2 pictures here. It's supposed to be representative of thousands.
Specifically, they're suspended with scissors. Have you noticed? There's no cords or anything else in anything?
Yeah, I'm more perturbed by how they're suspended by scissors in concrete.
Yeah. Like, that's... I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, look, the scissors are actually creating cracks in the concrete. But yes.
I mean, that only happens if you have the time to drill holes into the concrete yourself, or you are freakishly strong.
That. might be a thing.
Well, I suppose you could also have some sort of, like, pneumatic device to fire them.
Or, you know, it's an anime game. but the point is, Byakuya is getting something wrong with this.
Ken Harada, 32. Tetsuhiro Honda, 17. Shoji Gaku, 23. Kano Issei, 14. Takeshi Yoshida, 30.
They're all men. So far. Let's see. Oh, no. Wait.
I think one of those was a woman back there.
Wait.
Komatsuna Taro,
Can you check?
Takafumi.
You check the...
Oh, wait, we do have that.
the log thing.
Which button was it?
Can't see. Ken Tetsuhiro.
Kano Issei.
Kano... it's kind of ambiguous. I'll have to look that up. I think that might be a neutral one.
Also, they're doing English order with Japanese names, so...
Yeah, I know. I'm looking.
No, it's catching me off guard.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at Yuto, Takefumi.
Komatsuna Taro, Takefumi Gono, Uchida Naohisa, Takeshi Masamune, Yuto Yumejima. There was no end to it. But one thing became perfectly clear as I read. All of the killer's countless victims were killed and suspended in exactly the same way. At the scene of every murder, the word bloodlust was left in the victim's own blood. Feather confirms it's all dudes.
Yep. So the victims are all dudes, and they were suspended with scissors.
Now, take a look at the next page and you'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page? Profiling results. All the crimes took place either on weekdays at night or during holidays, either day or night.
Weekdays.
So, student is what they're implying.
Yeah. Someone who would be busy.
The most common time for the killings to take place was on holidays, in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student? Evidence suggests that the suspect lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness has never come forward, it's unlikely there was any external reason for this. This confused behavior suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from dissociative identity disorder.
So, in other words,
The key point here is that the culprit may well have a split personality. Split personality? Like the kind of thing you see on TV? So I'm part of another totally unbelievable story. But this one is way more unbelievable than anything else up until now. Maybe it really isn't. I don't know. I feel like my mind has gone numb.
let's go.
Alright, we should get going soon. Huh? Where are we going? Anywhere but here. We finished our business here, haven't we? Wait! Sorry. Wait! Byakuya! As usual, Byakuya turned and left without another word. I hurried out the library to catch up. Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of before the class trial. Huh? Just all of a sudden like that?
I don't have time to play with you.
Come on, enough of your annoying misapprehensions. Did you really think we'd be together the whole time? I mean, you've kind of been dragging me by the ears this way and that way, telling me what to investigate and what not, forcing me to not pay attention to certain details. I pretty much feel like I was just along for the ride. Take responsibility for yourself and do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Just like that, he was gone. Just as quickly as he'd asked me to join him, he cut me off. In the end, I felt like I was just some plaything getting tossed around. At the same time, I'd uncovered some really important clues thanks to him. Besides Jack. He's the one that killed Chihiro.
Or someone that wants to pretend that they're Genocide Jack.
That murderous fiend. It's one of us. But who is it? I have to find that out, no matter what it takes. And to do that, there's somewhere I have to go investigate one more time. I have to go back to the crime scene, the girls' locker room. I should check the boys' locker room, too. And the others might have come up with some info I might find useful while I'm at it. I need to find out everything I can.
Yeah. We gotta check Chihiro's body and see if she has multiple stab wounds. It looks like she just got hit in the head. That's not how Genocide Jack kills his victims.
Did it specifically say how he killed them? I mean, we see the after result, but we don't see a definitive...
It's true, but the file did say that their bodies had multiple stab wounds. Indicates the suffering split personality. There was another one. When they were describing one of the bodies, they mentioned multiple stab wounds.
It's not mentioning it in here.
I know it said that. You can backlog if we can, which would be nice, but it doesn't look like we can. Really far. I don't think it will go back that far.
I think it goes back that far.
Okay. Going. Wait. Okay, go back further. Plus. Going. Keep going.
This has got to be the start of it.
Keep going. Nope, keep going.
He hands the file right here.
Oh.
There can't be anything up.
Oh, I was reading it on the graphic.
Okay.
Maybe they would show. Dang.
Feather says killed by multiple stab wounds.
Ding 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 ding! Hifumi has discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit!
You did?
Another stat increase for me.
I love when he does that.
Evidence? What did you find?
I cannot reveal that just yet.
Come on.
That's it. I'm sure of it.
But I guarantee that what I found will steal the killer's breath from his lungs!
Are you sure about that?
Oh yeah! Miss Ludenberg said she witnessed something worthwhile, too.
Really? What did you see?
Well, it would seem...
She refused to tell me. It's like when a girl bullies the boy she likes, right? Right?
Okay, so where's Celeste now?
The warehouse by the dorms. She was there, but at the same time, not there.
What's it gonna be?
Okay.
Blood stain on the carpet. Could only have been caused by Chihiro's murder. I feel the life draining out of my own body. It's a dead body. Chihiro's dead body. It's the bloodstained poster. The blood is the most noteworthy part, but
That's weird.
the big-breasted swimsuit model is pretty noticeable too. Girls' locker room doesn't seem like the kind of place you'd find something like this.
I know.
It's there for inspiration.
Damn.
Chihiro's presence here was especially weak. Her body and her soul.
No forgiveness.
To target such a helpless being! It's unforgivable! What a wretched beast would do such a thing! I cannot forgive this! Okay.
Get up from behind there. Hey, Kyoko, have you made any progress on your investigation?
Generally speaking.
However,
But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of.
Something besides the investigation? What is it?
well,
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder.
But...
so then,
Before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time, thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts.
Oh, if
goodbye.
That's it. I'll be praying for your success.
the handbooks are electronic, if anyone among us could have found the weak point, it would have been Chihiro.
Mm-hmm.
With that, Kyoko turned and left the girls' locker room. I guess I'll take another look at the body then. And Chihiro's handbook is missing? That's definitely worth worrying about. Kyoko said I should examine the body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but I do have my limits. Well, I'd better give it a shot anyway.
Do it.
Let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. The rope was used to prop her up in a kind of crucifix position. Huh? This rope has a plug?
It's the extension cord.
Called it. Wait, so then this isn't a rope at all. But the more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Chihiro's fatal injury was a blow to the head. Which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right. There's the issue of her being suspended, and the fatal blow. First, I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. But seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. What does this all mean? Well, the one thing most likely to tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Chihiro. And to figure that out, there's a certain place I need to revisit and look at over again. Plus, it might help to look at the Genocide Jack case file one more time.
Wanna check the boys' locker room?
Yeah.
Me, please be out of the way now. Oh, frack.
Fine, I can get away around him.
Okay, good.
Oh, that's interesting.
The posters have been flipped. I remember that one was in the boys before.
And then there's also this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a strange stain on the carpet. What is it?
It's blood.
Huh. This poster. It's a popular boy band called Tornado. Somehow it doesn't quite seem to fit in the boys' locker room.
Nope.
Oh, but wait, that reminds me. The poster in the other locker room is... That's right! There's definitely something strange about this. In the boys' locker room, there's a poster of a popular boy band. In the girls' locker room, there's a poster of a big-breasted swimsuit model.
Somebody switched the posters.
The posters have been switched?
The murder didn't happen in there. It happened in here.
But if they were, why?
Oh my god, I know what it is.
What reason would anyone have?
I think I know what it is, Sarah. Can I say it? Can I say what I think?
Can I at least get through the dialogue?
Sure.
Maybe I should talk to someone who knows a little more about the locker rooms. So I don't think this entire wall flipped around.
No. I think Chihiro was working out in here. Chihiro is a guy. And
That's kind of where they're going towards.
Yeah. At first I wasn't sure. I suspected it, but now I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's a guy. And
I'm still not voicing her.
anyway, the point is that's why the girls never saw Chihiro. Chihiro was in this one. And then he got killed here and then moved into the other room. There's only one issue is I think either Chihiro disabled his own handbook and maybe stole somebody else's, I don't know. Or somebody else stole it for Chihiro, I don't know. But the idea is that Chihiro sabotaged their own handbook so they couldn't identify them normally. Sorry.
That's kind of where things are pointing to.
Yeah. There's the pool. I always wanted to come here. Nice.
There's nothing here.
I know, but I knew there had to be a pool, you know, to actually see visually.
It's a lot of clicks to get to the lockers.
Wow.
Maybe there's some kind of clue in the lockers. Guess not.
Just money. Nothing in the water.
Okay, yeah, so if we assume Chihiro was in the guy's room, that makes sense, and then they swapped the post.
Probably.
There are a couple problems, though. Did they also swap the carpet? And what's the stain in the boys' room?
Might have cleaned it up and tried to replicate
I mean, the other thing is the wall is clean, so...
I don't know. Maybe it depends on what Chihiro was doing, you know?
She was, like, the first thing you'd come to if you're a good Christian person is sweat from working out.
Let's go back one more time. Okay, so let's see where the
But
actual
this
stain is.
wouldn't be here if she was killed here. Ah.
There might have been blood there, and it's just a very shoddy cleaning job.
If they're gonna do that weak a job, then I'd imagine there'd be other stains around. Oh, there's more to discover in here. Great. Clearly this is important. I don't think this flotation donut holds any clues to this case.
But it does get you money. Gun? See, the positioning here is odd too.
Stains pretty much mirror each other.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think the other one's a bit closer forward.
But also the question is, like, sorry, I'm trying to think about why it would be there. It's interesting because there's no blood pooling under Chihiro. Have you noticed that? Now that could be a, you know, see?
Yeah, I'd have a hard time imagining this blood is dry if it happened at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently there's something left. I already talked to you.
We can go back and check Toko.
It won't let me leave. Because there's something else here.
It would.
See, do you check? Oh, we can't check the lockers. Yeah, it's a lot
Same.
closer.
And you checked the stain already.
That. I'm going to check the body really thoroughly. Yeah, victim suffered multiple stab wounds.
Didn't you say you had to go back and check the file? Let's go back again. He said he did want to take one more look.
Yeah, but I have to leave the room to do that. Which it won't let me. You spent a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right, Sakura?
Of course.
I've used it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together.
Okay, then, let me ask you something. Do you think the posters in the boys' and girls' locker rooms could have been switched?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I can't really say. I never really paid any attention to the posters.
I see.
However,
But there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee every time I finish exercising.
We have protein coffee?
In the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. I mix protein powder with coffee, and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room, and it left a stain.
There we go.
There we go.
A stain? But I don't see any stain on the carpet
of
now.
course.
Exactly. I noticed it earlier, but the stain has disappeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it unusually clean? As if there was never a stain here to begin with.
I mean,
To be honest, that sounds disgusting, says Feather. I agree wholeheartedly. I mean, coffee in a glass?
oh, there we go. So someone switched the carpets too. Okay.
It's a lot of hassle.
No kidding. They'd have to put all the equipment back in place too.
Now, the equipment on it doesn't look like it's that heavy. But still, it seems a bit unreasonable. And, like, what are they covering up? That Chihiro's a guy? Why would they go out of their way to do that?
Because
To hide the fact that they're a guy.
yes, to hide that they're a guy. Trying to make it look like
No, I don't want to go to the pool. Which would put Byakuya at the top.
Because Byakuya is the only one that has... I mean, he's been lording over us the fact that only he has access to all these files, unlike you, commoner. So, yeah. I think he's trying to set up Toko. I think Toko is the legit Genocide Jack, but he is a copycat. I don't think Toko killed anybody. I think in her delusions of her romance with him, she might have spilled the beans that she's Genocide Jack or whatever. Oh, it's gone.
Case is gone. Did someone take it out of the archive? The only one who could do something like that. I can't think of anyone but Byakuya. Quick look around. It's a document about the secret council revealing the kind of truth a commoner shouldn't go near. So I guess I'd better not.
Oh, come on! Rise above your station, Makoto.
It's the report on a presidential assassination. It's really intriguing. If it means I become a target? Nope. I'll leave it where it is. Thank you very much. That is not an extension cord. Well, not a very long one if it is. Maybe there's some kind of clue here. Guess not.
But it.
The lamp won't turn on. Oh, I see. It's not plugged in. Lamp's cord isn't long enough to reach the outlet from here. But last time I saw it, it was definitely on. It was definitely right here. Oh, that's right. Byakuya was using an extension cord. But there's no extension cord here now. I wonder if...
Haha!
No.
And this is a side thing, but like apparently a classic trait of like a killer would be they would insert themselves into the investigation of their own perpetrating crime. So this is exactly what Byakuya is doing. He's inserting himself.
Not a killer, but it is a I don't think it's quite a psychopath. I do know I've heard that, but it's a it's a mental diagnostic.
Yeah.
Not a crime, but the person with that certain dysfunction would be disposed towards it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a warehouse. Oh, and got exclamation points everywhere.
So many exclamation marks. So, can we check on Toko?
It looks like Aoi's left her behind.
Ah. Okay.
There's a warehouse.
There's the warehouse. Hey, Celeste.
Celeste, what are you doing here?
This warehouse is amazing. It has absolutely everything one might need to live a full life. From food to clothes, towels, there's an endless supply to choose from.
I see that, but have you found anything related to the caves?
Most unfortunate.
I knew you were going to ask me that. I thought talking about the warehouse itself might misdirect you, but I see it was pointless.
Then you did find something?
Very well. I will tell you, and only you.
Actually,
Last night, I saw her here. Chihiro was in the warehouse.
What? Really?
indeed.
It was right before nighttime.
What are you doing out this late?
Oh, I was just...
Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
What? How did you know?
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
Yes, indeed.
I assumed she was merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker room. If she hadn't broken our rule, none of this would have ever happened. You get what you deserve, I suppose.
So apparently, she went to the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise without anyone knowing. But the strange thing is, there was no trace of the track jacket or duffel bag Celeste said she saw Chihiro carrying. Which would mean the killer would have gotten rid of it somehow. So lending credence to that theory, Aoi's definitely wearing the tracksuit, and she's got a red one. So why are you slacking off? Oh, Hina. How's Toko doing?
Same as before. She won't come out, and she just keeps on mumbling something about Genocide Jack. So I just left her there.
You left her?
My head was all swimmy, and I was getting pretty hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna head back as soon as I'm done eating. Toko's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her.
Speaking of which, what are you eating?
A donut, of course!
Of course.
There's two things that I'm sure God created. Outer space and donuts.
Really?
That is an insanely cute sprite. I bet Chihiro would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big secret.
Regret.
Regret, sorry. I should have tried to spend more time with her.
Come to think of it, who did she spend time with?
Well,
Yeah, she was a little bit strange. Didn't really hang out with the other girls much. It was like she was trying to keep her distance from us.
Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Chihiro to exercise with you, she always refused.
yeah, totally.
Yep, it's true. And it wasn't just us either. It was like she stayed away from all the girls.
Was she just shy?
I don't know. She talked to the boys all the time. And isn't it kind of weird to be shy around your own sex, but totally fine with the opposite sex?
Not
Hey.
really.
Hey. Oh wait, maybe she was used to guys spoiling her. Law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right?
No, but... you think so? I never really saw her as that kind of girl.
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in? It's the moment you've all been waiting for! The class trial! You remember where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
Begin the class trial, or... It's about to begin. Red door is right through here.
All right.
Oops.
We got lots of truth bullets.
It did save, right? Normally it gives you an indication. One more time for paranoia's sake. Okay, I trust you.
All right.
So, is everyone ready to... What? Am I blind, or are we missing someone?
Yeah, Toko's not here.
And Toko is...
You really don't remember?
Come on!
Kidding! I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie. I'll go ahead and drag her out here, kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please.
Uh-oh.
And just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him.
Wow. Wow. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you drag a girl around. Terrible. You're just terrible.
Phew. So now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She's so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. You ready? Are we doing this?
Well then, I will uncover the villain who performed such heinous acts on a weaker individual.
I don't know why the killer did what they did, but I'm sure it'll work itself out. Justice always prevails. Right, bro? Well, I gotta go to him now.
Yeah, of course you do.
Hey, come on.
Fucking Toko, man. What's got her so worked up? Oh, he doesn't have your back. Unless you're talking to me? I have your back less.
Yeah, maybe he calls you bro. You're going on a motorcycle ride, remember?
Not with him.
Oh, sorry, the other guy.
Very sad.
Miss Fujisaki, I must admit, for being 3D, she was quite remarkable. Of course, just the idea of 3D makes me cringe.
She's got that. There's something odd about Toko's behavior.
Have you tried offering her an ice cream?
Yeah, you keep going there. I do not think mere shock is enough to explain it. I guess it wasn't much help at all on this one.
I gave you plenty to work with. Show us how far your logic can take you. Okay, so going into this, my suspect number one is Byakuya doing a copycat murder, and Toko is trying to copycat the copycat. I don't really put much stock into Toko's multiple personality disorder.
She is a little weird though. That like that tongue thing was strange.
Yeah, she's trying to really sell it, isn't she?
It's true. She might have like this morbid desire to let him escape and take the blame.
I mean, it's the same thing with Byakuya trying to self-insert himself. Redundantly. We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
It's true.
Yes.
I gave a small nod in reply. With only one last deep breath, I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. Each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions. Couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however. It continued to descend without hesitation, until finally, it came to a sudden stop.
What do you think? I redecorated! Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting?
He did?
Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Very
Good, good! You're rip-raring to go! Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all!
well.
Okay then, let's get this show on the road!
Thrills, chills, kills.
Everyone, please find your assigned seats!
And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal.
Oh god, here we go again.
And I'm just going to repeat myself unnecessarily. Class trial.
Oh, you think they let you save it again?
I got new skills.
What's our skill?
Whenever someone dies, I absorb their skill.
You're like a Highlander. Algorithm.
Increases the speed of memorizing a statement. Effective during the non-stop debate. Constitutes. What does that mean? Increases the speed of memorizing a statement. Well, I'll put it on anyways because I got the points.
We got Melodia's voice on.
That statement is destroyed. Effective during the bullet time battle.
That's it. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First, we have to make clear that what was used to deliver the fatal blow. I mean, it's very likely it's the weight.
Locker darm dumbbell?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the case file!
Yeah.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
Yep.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Nope.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
We'll speed up
I'll
again.
slow it down next time.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Ah, no! Ah! Get back here!
Poor Chihiro.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was.
According to the Monokuma file,
What kind of blunt?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, it's wrong. Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
So we're going to prove later that they moved.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yes! That's so creepy!
I want to live, darn it! I want to look at everything.
Don't mind. I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in
Lame.
your debate. But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the right mouse button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease, so take careful aim when you have your silencer out. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In which case you can forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you.
And we picked me, didn't we?
Hey James, welcome to the stream.
Hey,
Well
James.
then, good luck. And have fun.
The culprit is Genocide Jack.
Oh, that's the white noise.
Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is!
The culprit is genocide. Case closed. What? What?
Well, I mean, there's just no proof for it.
No, it's wrong. I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Ooblust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know.
How the victim is positioned. No!
Awesome.
No!
Once an episode.
Crap.
One of Feather's favorite things is going to happen right now. I have to assume it's this.
Yep. Oh dear.
I got it!
There you go.
There we go.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it?
One of us is secretly a cop.
There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
True.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember?
Hemophobia.
What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
It does seem like a riddle in a way, but I feel like I can just about see it. Genocide Jack is Toko, but isn't Toko. What does it mean?
Okay. Hangman's Gambit. Oh. What? Split personality?
We got two letters down there.
What?
I don't get it.
So we got SB's eyes.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope. No idea what that is.
Oh, okay, there we go. It's not Jekyll and Hyde.
Dysphoria? Dysphoria? Crap. The thing that it mentioned was like something else.
Just murdering myself.
Associated personality disorder. That's what it said. No idea. Scissors? Schizo? Seriously? Okay, that term never popped up.
Because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Thank you, James. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah. Thanks, James.
Frankly, I'm surprised that's what the game went with, because they're using a lot of other terms.
It's true. Like, schizo never popped up at all. Not even once when we were going through everything.
Moreover, schizophrenia has nothing to do with multiple personalities.
Exactly. In fact, multiple personalities is very different from associative personality disorder. There's a whole... Anyway, there's a whole thing about that.
Huh? I think I read that somewhere in the file, too.
In the Japanese version, it's just literally DID, dissociative identity disorder.
Mm-hmm. They thought that the suspect might have... What did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Well, it's proof enough that she's got a very active imagination.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that shows Toko could have a split personality.
Her
has to do with
behavior
her
changed.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine. I'm fine. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead?
She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted.
The world has a front and a back and a top inning and a bottom and the sea a troop and a web of flies.
This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Yeah, Toko is definitely an accomplice. She's trying to heap suspicion on herself so that her beloved can go free.
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer. Drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in.
But you got a problem here. Your stories aren't matching up because she's suggesting she's possessed, whereas you're suggesting it's multiple personalities.
It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said, A murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
I don't hear you confirming or denying it.
This is all a lie.
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
I'm not gonna say it again. It's just... Okay.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me.
Whoa.
That's the only reason I promised.
Ooh.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
We have been.
The person?
Oh dear.
You don't mean...
Oh.
Oh dear.
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards? A huge thud echoed across the courtroom. But the next second...
Wow!
Hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Genocide Jill?
Okay.
What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this? Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
Wow!
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Not to mention, I got the tone wrong.
Composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack? This is beyond insane!
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Wow.
I think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds!
No mastermind would reveal their identity at this stage.
Just kidding!
There you go.
Yep.
It's not true? Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death.
It should be, and yet it's not.
It's totally not.
Motive, so there should be no doubt.
No,
What
it's not a motive.
Yeah.
I mean, you're trying to establish her as a serial killer, yes, but being a serial killer is not a motive.
Mm-hmm.
A motive?
remember
Yeah, thank you,
what
Sakura.
Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed.
I don't think she's hiding this.
Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. She said, I need to get some more details about all of this.
Alright. Status of the dead body, disappearing Spain. Status of the dead body?
We'll have to see the arguments.
Okay.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, they don't.
What more proof do we need?
Modus operandi is not true. They're not the same.
You killed her.
It's the status of the dead body.
Yeah.
No. Nope, they don't.
Sorry, but I didn't kill.
You say that, but do you...
Perhaps if you had an...
Oh, an alibi.
When you compare
Just
your
slow it
past,
down.
the modus operandi matches.
No, it's wrong. Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense.
Please do.
There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
One clear difference between
The
murders.
victim's fatal injury.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way.
Multiple stab wounds.
Yeah, I'm right.
According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended.
What was used to suspend her?
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
Holding on to that plug detail, are you?
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac's said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case.
It's actually not breaking from tradition here.
They're just waiting to be discovered. Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Yeah, it's a guy.
Let's see. There's a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it? I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro. Because Chihiro was her lover!
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
Wow.
I like the southern spin on that last word.
Wow.
Can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely. When you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lolly cur!
Lowly cur?
Yes!
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Does mix.
Whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors.
Do you have them?
Yeah, I want to see them.
Out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell.
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class, envy of the entire world scissors.
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
She brought them.
Are you sure about that?
She's fully equipped.
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you!
Wow.
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot! The rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
Yep.
The body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
No,
Yeah.
one other person knew
That's
that.
why we figured it had to be the real deal, and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There is one person. One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases.
Oh, there you are.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason we pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it! The adorable glasses man was behind it all! Oh, I'm on fire!
Oh my gosh!
What's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
When you pulled me aside.
Yeah.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms. They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
You didn't know it
On
at
the
the time.
contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There's a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Next, we're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the left mouse button, then you'll memorize that weak spot.
Oh.
That's what it means.
Okay, that's all you needed.
This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. So we're going to be turning phrases into truth bullets. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits, won't you? In this case, though, I will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck, and have fun.
Just that? Okay.
Because they want to introduce us to this
So,
new...
you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Nope.
So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
That's it.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity, that's a natural...
The victim was Chihiro.
No, it's wrong.
Ah. Before we found. You knew where to go.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that, because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care.
Weird.
I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
Come on, guys, you gotta be suspicious of him.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The cord.
Differences between this case and other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in here? What could it be?
Okay. We got library desk lamp.
Oh, I need to remember what Celeste's account was. Crap. Okay, good. It pauses.
That's because nighttime. Different exercise clothes.
Okay.
You want me to explain it again?
Please explain it.
When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
Wow.
Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope.
Nope.
Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Yep,
Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
Okay. So I guess.
The difference, you want me to explain when I want to kill, and I use those same scissors.
But Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right! It absolutely...
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about...
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
Nope.
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned, because he's stating my opinions for me, instead of letting me formally announce them myself. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
I agree with agreeing. Great.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. I think his remarks just now. There's something in there that concerns
Scene of the
me.
crime.
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up until now, Maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. I need to just focus on those things that got switched.
So it's posters. So the posters.
This is the strongest one.
Yeah, and then eventually the stain.
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
Arguably, it doesn't belong anywhere.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet, but I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
Nope.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved.
There it is.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
How did you bring that entire rug into the courtroom? Or did you somehow procure a camera from somewhere and not tell us the rest of us?
I think that's what they say, right? Because you eventually, didn't Monokuma say that there would be a case file thing for you to, like, with all the evidence compiled?
Isn't that just the Monokuma file? Regardless, we're presenting this to her.
Yeah.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that? Huh? Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device, but Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
Please enlighten us.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
She's gonna grab one of the other e-cards.
Broken e-handbook.
Broken e-handbook, 2 room posters. Yep, broken e-handbook.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the
that one.
programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Wait, he actually knows something?
Ah.
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Okay. I see what's happening here.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really...
She must have hacked her. She was the I'm sure that would have...
No, I don't... She used the thing that was...
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If
she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten in?
I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook.
That's not it. Okay.
Oh dear.
Shoot!
Is it really possible?
I guess it's the broken e-handbook.
Yeah.
Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker?
She must have hacked. She was the
Oops.
ultimate cook. I'm sure that would have. No, I don't.
She used the thing that was in the...
Huh?
I'm talking about.
Oh, the timer speeds up while you're speeding up too.
Locker room, no
It's
problem.
unfortunate.
Okay.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten in?
I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook.
Damn it! It's the other one.
Yep.
Shoot!
Ugh.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really?
She must have hacked. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have. No, I don't.
She used the thing that was in...
Huh? What the?
I guess this makes sense.
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, what's wrong? No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts glaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room, and Byakuya's the one who did it. Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What? What are you talking about? What other way is there?
She inspected her thoroughly.
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So, before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead, and where she took us was...
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
This is getting awfully invasive.
Try to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Just tell us that you want us to find the D.
Carefully? Like using our hands?
No way!
That's surprisingly chivalrous of you.
Wow, he
Oh, right,
might-
3D. 3D.
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body.
That's
Let
sexist.
one of the boys do it.
That's very
No,
sexist.
it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
You're getting excited by this?
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her
Be
body.
sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this? What is it? Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Wow.
Hero was guy? Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I was really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement.
James is like, she's about to go Super Saiyan. Sakura.
Actually, I believe it's Super Saipan.
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. I thought it never even crossed my mind.
Because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
Wait, now it can't be Byakuya, because he wouldn't have access to the girls' room. Oh, no, go back to the entrance and pick up one of those.
Because he knew about it.
In fact, there are no guys available, and someone has to be able to access both, so it has to be a guy.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
Stuff it, Byakuya.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, the only other major suspect in this case is Genocide Jill, but she very clearly has access to all of her normal murder operandi. And being a serial killer, it would be very weird for her to deviate. Not impossible, but certainly weird.
Yeah. Question
just
is...
a quick look through here. Like, if we're going to suggest it's a girl... I mean, Toko or Celeste, but we've got nothing suggesting Celeste even connected.
Only that she saw the tracksuit. But again, she couldn't get into the boys' locker room.
There's another thing. The alarm goes off when 3 people have discovered the body. But does that include the killer? Because I know for certain Byakuya was one of the 3 we confirmed. But... well, if he was, then when he goes to see it for a second time, he no longer has to see. He doesn't see it again. It doesn't add to the counter. It's still stuck at 1, and then Makoto and Taka come in. So that's 3. Could it have been another guy?
The other person who knew about that was the fortune teller guy, but it's like, I really don't see a motive for him. And there's no evidence to lead back to him either.
I mean, if you want to try to go into a motive, then Mondo seemed to be interested in her. So if it was like a hate crime based on finding that out, but there's a lot of things that I wouldn't imagine Mondo would do.
I don't think he went... Did he ever go into the library? Does he know about the extension cord?
Probably not.
Yeah, and I don't think he knew very much about Genocide Jack either.
No. Then again, it's all in those files, so anyone could have gotten past so long as Guardsman Byakuya wasn't there to stop them.
It's true. Somebody else could have read about that.
Okay, so we do know that they needed some way to get into the guys' locker room because we've established that the crime was committed in the boys' locker room. There are no available boys' devices unless someone swapped out Leon's for their broken one.
And the thing is, why isn't the other one working? We don't know.
That's pretty academic at this point.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anyone here has an ultimate ability that would really shut that down.
There is someone whose ultimate ability has not been revealed.
True, but there's even less pointing towards her being a culprit. And she's actually the only one who's doubting Byakuya at this point.
Yeah. Oh, Heath. I don't think it would be Hifumi.
No.
Kyoto. Nice.
I don't think it's Taka or Mondo. They're too busy broing it up.
Saka? No. I don't know.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. If we're wrong, we'll die, and it'll be interesting to watch.
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it.
So we're getting back to the accomplices.
Yeah.
But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
That makes 2 of us.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
The hell?
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Oh, so you're the ultimate pervert. That would explain why he knows to look there.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
You're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
Go back 15 seconds.
I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
I don't want to die today.
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? It's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer.
The killer is a guy.
I got it!
Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. We need to find some more clues.
Celeste's account?
And nature. That's right. The different.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
But I think we're probably gonna pull from one of these.
Did nobody get a look at the killer? I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man. Game over.
Yay! No! Not game over!
Yes. Celeste saw the victim. Nope.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Nope.
Damn it.
Shoot!
Isn't there a single clue that might... Well, did nobody get...
I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim at...
Yeah.
It's over. You want to know who saw the killer?
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong. I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes. I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise
Oh no.
with us plenty of time.
No, not Mondo.
Uh-oh.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Oh, what a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on two pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow, it's really hard to believe.
Celeste mentioned it was a blue one?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! We picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
Huh?
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Oh no.
My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Because exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
Oh, Mondo.
Nonsense.
Game, you're stupid. Stop killing the characters I like.
What he just said without even realizing it? First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue trucks?
Ah.
No, that's wrong.
This is the worst
Hold on a
case.
second, Mondo. What did you just say?
What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
You knew it was blue.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Well, because I just...
Uh-oh.
You saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. It's the only possibility. Cherry?
What?
Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony... When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you?
You're so mean, Feather.
You said that you did.
For those of you on YouTube, the exchange goes as such. Feather says, so by the way, way back before, Lithiel said one thing that made me laugh so hard, and now finally I can bring it up. I hope Mondo doesn't kill anyone or die. Lithiel and I laugh. Just right at the end of the last trial.
Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
Because I hate him. Clearly.
When he talked? When he was acting?
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
He said dude.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. I assumed gender neutral dude, but...
Yeah.
You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're possibly frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come.
Oh, jeez, yes, he for me.
My little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Come on, me.
Does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
You found it on the ground, right? It must belong to...
It's Chihiro's? Mondo's? Did we ever find Chihiro's? It didn't appear in the mailbox.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
They can't.
No, they
That's
can't.
odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
He doesn't have a motorcycle here.
Yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did the handbook break? There's only one possible
Hitting
explanation.
its weak spot. Or exploiting a bug.
I got it!
Those other two are basically the
You
same
before
thing.
that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
You remember that?
Yep.
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
We got the kitchen. Oh! The sauna room.
The sauna, yeah.
Which means Taka should also be broken.
Yeah.
I flippin' knew it! You knew it? Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried.
Now, Mondo was wearing clothes, but it is an open-shirted jacket. So maybe if you put it on the inside pocket, whereas we know that Taka was naked, so he shouldn't have had his handbook anywhere near him.
It's true.
Alright, this is... you definitely get fried. Never mind. Touching it would fry you.
Yeah.
This is unrelated.
That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
I'm finding it hard to believe that Mondo figured this out on his own.
Maybe he did it by accident when he had that
that challenge with the other guy.
Well, I think that's when it would have broken.
Yeah.
But you go in and purposely do it. Maybe Leon's was a test, but it would make more sense for Leon's to be tested first and then to purposely break your own than the other way around.
And why bother breaking Chihiro's?
Oh, sorry, it was Chihiro's that was broken, never mind.
Yeah.
And that's to hide the evidence that she's a guy.
Okay, yeah.
I was thinking that it was his own that got busted.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Not by accident.
Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that?
I mean, this puts Taka on the hook, but it's not looking like we're going to implicate him, unfortunately.
I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
Yeah, because he was naked, so he didn't have it on him.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was... Here's my answer! Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Oh, jeez. Card reader. Chihiro's handbook. Always account. Oh, boy. Okay.
Feels like there's so much to take in.
If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
He didn't say anything.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all!
Where is it?
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
That is untrue, unfortunately.
Yeah. What was it?
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo...
Ah. Maybe it's not Leon's at all. Maybe
Exactly.
it's... Yeah. It's assumed, but that may not be
You
it.
broke your own handbook.
Because Leon didn't go through heat.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
What?
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 See?
I must have missed.
Do we have to record it, maybe?
No, because that would have bounced off Red and given me a hit. So I'm just missed. That's it.
Then Mondo,
You broke your own. In other words, if then that proves that what...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
I
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is
No.
prohibited?
Please try to keep up, Aoi.
Well,
Come on, Aoi.
here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning?
Here we go.
That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Climax begin!
Okay. Duffel bag. There it is.
I think that's her in front of the boys. This one.
The card goes in there.
Can you maybe like look at both? That's Byakuya.
Let's see. Wait. Swiping the card. Met with them. Starts working. Oh, dumbbell.
No, that's way too early.
No, the other one. He's holding it. That one where he's working out with it.
Well, looks like she found something amiss here.
That's a locker. Putting the thing away. It's high. Move forward a bit. Move forward a page to see what's coming after that. Yeah, picking up the dumbbell. Where is it? That one.
It looks like he's actually using it, but
Could be, yeah. But it is
this
in hand.
implies that he intended to kill him right away.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Poster? Got cord.
Oh, that's later.
Oh.
So that's that one.
Freaky guy.
No, that's not it.
Oh, there's the one where they go into the sauna. Just gonna, yeah, there, right? Go in the sauna. That one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then there's one where the thing's actually in there. There. Okay.
Did it turn white?
Okay, so there's one missing.
What? Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, that's that. This is from a previous murder. You're right there. Previous murder.
That's already there. There we go.
Here is you! First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
Like the animation.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Uh-oh.
Damn it.
Here's exactly what happened. With bag in hand, she made her way. But how could the victim, who was apparently...
No.
What? Really? Ah.
I guess it's this. Or that.
The killer is you! With bag in hand, she made it. How could the... Simple. Because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro,
I can watch.
and attacked him.
What? What?
Things are getting really finicky.
I have no idea what could do it now. Oh! Oh! The poster! Go back. The poster, the smacking from the thing splattered on the poster.
Okay.
Take that one out.
Need something else there then.
Okay.
And I don't know which order this is. Oops.
Took that, put that in there.
It's not that. Oh, girl.
The killer is you!
Hope we get this right.
And attack. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster, and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no.
Jaffia looks like he has longer hair than normal in this.
The Yakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Arata?
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence? You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Evidence that Mondo is the killer already revealed itself earlier in this trial. All I have to do is check that one item of his, and everything will become clear.
Oh boy.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about fever time and nega time. During a bullet time battle, if you press the space key, fever time will activate, and the tempo will be forced to its max.
Oh dear.
At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push right mouse button, left mouse button, right mouse button, left mouse button, however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got to access to special time, right? So we've also prepared something called nega time that your opponent can use. If the opponent activates nega time during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. Are you not familiar with what rhythm is? If you were to activate fever time at this point... No, never mind. I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the opponent won't use nega time. Well then, good luck and have fun. For that, I need to remember how to do this. Left shift. Lock on right mouse button. Reload tab. Wait, what? I don't remember this. Lock on right mouse button. Reload tab.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen.
Poor Taka.
I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False.
Oh my god. Hang in there.
I won't listen. I refuse to vote. I refute you. False. You're corrupt. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refuse.
Shit.
False. Show me some evidence.
This should prove it.
Admittedly, towards the end there, I did lose it.
Right? Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Roger that.
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank. Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Can you make an exception to the rules? Let's just thank Byakuya.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
What?
What?
Uh-oh. This time, it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Owada!
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful.
I refuse to believe it! There's no way. No way he could kill someone!
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? 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 Why did you do it?
Wow.
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf. The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward the text. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. "You're so weak, even though you're a boy." He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out.
Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy.
But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him, and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger.
I'm weak.
Weak, 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 weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. Which, of course, included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack. The armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured that being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet!
I'm sorry.
I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But...
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone.
Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better.
With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me.
Yep! It sure was! The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that, even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo has the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to.
Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong, I said to myself.
I don't know why he started narrating in the third person.
I'm gonna start narrating.
That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did. to keep the promise he made to Chihiro.
Say what?
What?
Huh? Did what he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room and the girls' locker room? I understand now.
Ah, okay.
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep his secret?
Because...
If everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. So, he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See?
Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed? Why would he do that?
Oh my gosh, he's leaking from everywhere.
The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why did you? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible! Nothing could have been that bad! Something you didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone?
You're wrong!
It's impossible!
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself?
Repeat myself.
To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Repeat myself. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Repeat myself.
Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you?
Oh, come on!
That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know?
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother!
Ooh.
Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, his charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, #1 in the gang. And his #2, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. Ew.
I'll take the left hand of that, please.
But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul.
The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? Hey, big brother, Did you ever wonder why we all had a bunch of gang members that sounded exactly like the same posh English guy? All that will do is make the gang look bad.
Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang. Which is why...
I
gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what. I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top.
And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck.
Oh.
They ran out of S's at the Isuzu plant, and so they had to label the truck with a backwards Z. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... Laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words.
My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry.
Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened.
Hey, kid. The rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause it's the team. You and me put together. It's a promise between men.
He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang, in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong.
And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely, the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother.
No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why. That's why Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I'd never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you.
But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Because, I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever.
His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself.
I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're strong. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
I was... jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What? What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong? Are you fucking with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo.
I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
I am strong. Strong. I'm strong.
Okay.
Strong. Stronger than you!
You son of a bitch!
And stronger than I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him, down on the ground. Hey!
I killed him. I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo, he was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his. It turned him cold-blooded. God damn it!
Look at him! You see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory, for that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? 'Cause I sure don't.
You bastard! Just shut up, you son of a bitch! Go ahead! Say it again! I dare you!
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. Here's what I want to say, but unfortunately I can't do that right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching.
Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now, well now, well now, well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The blackened that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For Mundo Wada, the ultimate biker gang leader. It involves spilling a teacup all over the computer. Good thing it was empty.
No, wait! Wait!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
I said wait!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Duck, 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 duck!
Goose! Whoa.
Oh, come on, come on.
Ah, bye, Mondo. What? Huh?
It's a roll cage.
I'm so confused. The Cage of Death. Oh, I've seen those things. Whoa. Mondo butter.
Laugh at death, and your soul will forever be at peace.
Can't be! My brother! Another murder. And another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen.
Wow. Wow.
I think that one should have been louder, honestly. As Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again that he... Of course he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game?
You want to die or something?
Byakuya?
This.
You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead! Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do. Because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response except that.
However,
I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting.
Wow.
His voice was calm, emotionless. Like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule too?
That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue.
The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well...
So, you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up.
You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene.
But, damn man, if we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point, at which point no one would have believed you.
Like when? Honestly, like I don't know what you were waiting for, buddy.
Of course. Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. And I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for.
So that was your reason.
Don't knock Kyoko out of this. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh? I'm up next?
You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is why?
Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair, is my gift to mankind itself.
You're over-exaggerating.
I am not over-exaggerating! These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
What do you mean?
Mean? Mean. Mean?
What the heck?
Whoa.
Mean. Good grief! I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing!
Whatever. It doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh, how exciting!
The noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I have achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you. Understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up!
Ooh! So cool! It's Looks like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you.
I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you.
Temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap.
Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
My. You really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole.
That is you.
And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
The end.
So next chapter coming up. Ooh, we got an item. The crazy diamond present. So next one coming up is...
Alright, so... That sucked.
Yeah, that really sucked. Best girl and almost best guy.
The one guy I was super confident I was nailing the voice on, too. I mean, Nagi's clearly making it to the end, and I'm all over the map with him. Monokuma, too.
Yep. Chihiro, too. I was having a pretty confident voice doing... time doing that voice, but wow.
Well, at least you've still got Celeste to fall back on.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, why even bother continuing?
Your spirit is broken, Zare. Your wife who is dead.
But he's still alive here, in my heart.
Getting swole and strong. And that...
Hey now, Chihiro is plenty strong.
That gymnasium up in the sky. Oh, man.
Well, at least it's not going to hurt any worse in the future.
I am just so
Like, I am just so curious how that thing turned Mondo into butter. At least somebody finally said something about how his hair looked like corn. Whoa!
This is not what I meant.
I know I shouldn't cry.
So there's your eye candy on the way out.
Okay.
I meant to do this.
I've had enough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, what?
Well, normally we see like a chapter
It's
thing.
not available. Oh.
Oh dear.
That's what I know my own controls. So, that's going to wrap it up for tonight. We will continue, so don't worry about that. We'll be here next week.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be feeling a lot better now that no one we like can actually die. Oh, yeah. The butter thing. I gotta say, they did that. Okay, so we all know here that I played through 999.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually recently got a hold of the third part in that trilogy. It's very different. They've moved from, to put it simply, they've moved it from murder mystery to horror.
Oh, cool.
And if anyone's played it, you'll probably understand when I say that I had to stop because of hydrofluoric acid.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is beyond what I'm willing to handle, so I would not count on us finishing that trilogy.
Aw, sorry guys.
But
I like horror.
Going off of that, Mondo suffered a similar fate, but at least it wasn't nearly as squicky. Well, we'll see if I man up in the future, but
all right,
not
guys.
right now. But we started late. We're running late. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Until next time, take care.
Bye.